All right, are we live? Are we live? Did I do this correctly? I see myself. I think we're good. I'm just going to check the channel real quick to make sure I'm not crazy. Am I live? Yes, I am. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Minecraft and welcome to my super secret Minecraft test stream. For those of you who have been around from the very beginning, you know that the first game I ever played on stream on Twitch was Minecraft. Oh, wait, you can't hear the game. Hold on. There you go. Now you should be able to hear the game. There we go. Hello, hello, hello. Ooh. Is it a little laggy? This is my first time streaming to YouTube in a very, very long time. So, I'm pretty sure YouTube allows a higher level of quality than Twitch does, which could cause some quality issues. Let's see, fancy. Let's do fast. And let's do 60 frames per second. Okay. This is Java, by the way, Minecraft Java. Not sure how much that will help, but hopefully it does. Oh, those textures! I don't know if it's just me, but they look quite different now. Ooh, I didn't know. They have little leaf graphics now. Very cute. Speaking of Minecraft, I am seeing so many tweets on Twitter about the Minecraft movie, and I am seeing Steve's lava chicken everywhere. Everyone's just going nuts. And on one hand, I am very interested, and I'm like, there's a part of me that wants to see the movie because I'm curious, but then there's part of me that's like, but the graphics. The graphics. I don't know if I like them. I'm worried I would go see it and then be disappointed by how it looks, and I'll not be able to get over it and really enjoy the movie. So I'm like, I don't know. Okay, let's see. We need ourselves a crafting table. Heck yeah. Let's... Okay, let me see. How... Oh yeah, that's right. I need some sticks. I was like, how does one make wooden weapons? How does one? Okay, and we'll have... Yeah, wooden pickaxe. That should be good. That should be good. So as I was saying, Minecraft. My dad is really cute. He's been going to McDonald's repeatedly just to get the Minecraft toys. And today my brother picked up Minecraft mini wheats. Yes, for some reason they're running a promotion. And on the side of the cereal boxes, there's like a QR code. And if you get a box of cereal and you scan that QR code, you'll get some special Minecraft stuff. So Minecraft is all the rage right now. And I might end up seeing the movie. I'm not sure. We'll see. Part of me is like, maybe I should wait until it leaks on Twitter or something before I go and see it. Just to get a little bit more of a preview, you know? But man, I love Minecraft. I was actually looking up when it released, and I can't believe this came out in like 2009? And it was called Cave Game back then. It's evolved so much since then. First started getting into this game like a decade ago, and it's come so far. And even starting streaming by playing this game first. It's just such a trip all around. For those of you who are part of my subathon, you'll also remember that a community Minecraft server was one of the rewards. And I can't wait until I can start working on that. I have a lot more rewards to get through. But I'm super excited at the thought of people having their own little houses and like we can play together. It's been a very long time since I've been able to play with chat. But that's something that I want to do in the future. We already have community movie nights and that's a lot of fun, but I've always wanted to include you guys more in my content. As I build up my video library, it becomes like this collection of memories that I can always go back to. And I'm sometimes actually kind of sad looking back because I'm like, you guys, I feel like you guys could be so much more included in my videos and stuff, but just haven't gotten to it. Especially because really early on I blew up and I was trying to figure out how to manage that. All of the new responsibilities and I guess you could say expectations of suddenly becoming a lot more visible. But more than anything, I was like, what do I do with all this attention? How do I make this work? How do I manage a community in a way that everyone has fun, but I'm also comfy and keeping that balance? Give me the sticks. Okay, so we have so much wood now. Gonna keep some wood to make into charcoal later. Let's see. Now would be a good time to get some stone, and there's some stone nearby. Look at that. By the way, in case you were curious, the seed that I used for this world is actually LilaoftheWind. I was very curious about what kind of world I would get if I used my own name, and here it is. So as I explore this world, you'll get to see what LilaoftheWind world is like. My goal for this Minecraft series is to build things. I am a really big builder and a farmer, but I mostly farm until I have like way too much resources and then I build and build and build. I like making the Temple of Time from Legend of Zelda, but like doing it my way, like making it way bigger. And like if you build it in just the right way, light will filter through the ceiling in thin strips that look like god rays and it looks so cool. And I'll make a really big Triforce and like a little library area. And then like eventually the mobs get in there and it becomes like a dungeon, which is so fun. Okay, let me, now that I have stone, give me some stone weapons. Boop. Give me my stone. Perhaps I have forgotten how to make weapons. Yeah, that sounds about right. It has been a while. Well, let's see, actually. Hold on. There's an easier way to do this. So, where did the weapons were there just a moment ago? Where'd they go? Let's see, what would we want? Pickaxe? Nope. What am I missing? What am I missing? New recipe is unlocked. Check your recipe book. But that's what I did. Isn't this my recipe book? Hold on. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's not. Recipe book. Hotkey. That's not it. Gimme! Gimme the recipe book! Maybe the version would help. Nope, no, that's what I'm doing. Let's see. No matter how much I play Minecraft, I never ever remember the recipes. Aha! Oh, wait! I thought something was... What? How did this happen? Maybe I'm just going crazy. Maybe that's it. Maybe I'm just crazy. Leaf litter, huh? What could I use that for? Okay, do we need... No, let's get a shovel, why not? Ooh, let's get a furnace. And let's get a chest. Nearly said a chest. Okay, it is going to be night. You know what that means. Time to hide! Thankfully we have this hole here. Let's see. We can... Yeah, we'll make some charcoal. Beautiful. Home sweet home. Well, temporarily. We will be moving on up. I love how chill Minecraft is. If you're someone that loves nature, but you can't always go outside as often as you want to in real life, Minecraft still lets you do that. Even if it's different. Still has that same kind of adventure vibe. I think that's a big reason why I keep coming back to this game even after all this time. Hasn't lost that charm. Give me some torches! Yeah. Okay. It is just night one. I wonder if I really should be worried. I can probably go out. Could use more wood. Looking pretty peaceful. I see a field of flowers. So pretty. Is that a spider? No? I think we're good. I think we're safe. Yeah. By the way, guys, we recently reached 35,000 subs on the main channel. Thank you so much for that. Especially because I was gone for so long. I'm sorry. I did make a video about that, the health update. Getting diagnosed with hypothyroidism and everything that came with that. It's been quite a journey, but it's also been going well. Hopefully, although it'll take about 2 years to make as full of a recovery as you can from a condition while always still having it. Because I'm doing so well this early on, I'm hoping that... Oh! Where are you? There you are. I'm hoping that I just become more and more capable over time. I'm really hoping that it's not something I always have to work around, although if I have to, I will. I must. But yeah, I was really grateful for that. It's really cool to think that every minute of every day... Oh crap, there's an Enderman. Let's not look at him. Every minute of every day, even when I'm not making content, someone out there is watching. And hopefully enjoying and commenting, just being along for the journey. Kind of unreal. I still can't believe that altogether, like, ooh, there's a skeleton over there. I'm so nervous. Oh, I knew it. I knew you were gonna do that. That's why I was hesitating. I was like, you're gonna wait for the right time and then you're gonna arrow me right in the butt. I know you're just waiting. You're just waiting for the right moment. It's crazy to think that, you know, we've reached like 5 million people. You know? Oh crap, no, don't put the... I meant put that in there. I was like, no, don't take the oak logs. I need that. I need the charcoal. It does feel unreal sometimes. And I don't know if this makes sense, but sometimes I feel like it was somehow a fluke, like I somehow got lucky. Sometimes I'm not so sure if I've actually made things that are good enough to rationalize such numbers. Don't get me wrong, I'm proud of many things I've done, but I don't know if it's 5 million good, you know? This Enderman is doing some ASMR or something. Why are you so close by? There's a whole bunch of spiders over there. Hello? What do you want from me? I swear, if you steal blocks from my house, I'm gonna be upset. This is night 1! Night 1! But yeah. Health stuff can really remind you of your mortality and make you reflective about life. Oh, is that a witch? I think that is a witch. On the first night? Sheesh. Oh, Enderman, hi. Let's see. Ooh, there's a creeper. What is with you people? You are everywhere. This isn't fair. Why are you all out on the first night? Oh. Give me some pumpkins. I want me some pumpkin pie. But yeah, I've been very reflective lately, and that's a big reason why I wanted to come back to Minecraft, where it kind of all began. Also, this is gonna date this video, but we really had quite the April. I'm sort of grateful for it because I'm noticing that there's been a huge uptick in positivity in the community in response to everything that went down. But also... oh my gosh, there's sakura trees! Oh, that's pretty. Oh, dang it. I was a little too close. Those are so pretty. There's so many animals! Wow. Oh, this is beautiful world. Wow. I think it'd be cool to build something out here. Wow. There's a gray sheep over there! Hey, that means the black sheep aren't far away. Heck yeah, Sheep Squad fam. Okay, let's get... if they drop some bones, that would be great for our future farm. Yeah! Give me the bones. Go steal your bones. Lila the Bone Stealer. Okay. So I'm gonna go and get my supplies from our makeshift home base over there. That's gonna be our emergency site for when things go down and we lose everything. It's gonna be our little dirt hole. Our safety soil. Hello! You walk very loud. It is so happy. I mean, it is so happy. I am me. I am so happy to be streaming in some capacity, even though I'm on YouTube right now, and this is not where I normally stream. There's the doggy. Hi. I got bones on me. Don't attack. I have your favorite thing. If you kill me, well, I guess you'll have even more bones that way, I guess. But you can't have the ones that I'm hiding. You'll just have my bones. The rest will be in my magic pocket, like when when Link like whips out bombs from his like ordinary sized pockets. Okay, give me all the stuff. I'm going to need to eat soon. And that means I need some bacon. Piggle, I'm very sorry for my sins in advance. Hello? I thought he got spooked. I'm glad it just takes 2 hits. That helps. My little heart. I keep forgetting that shift isn't jump in Java. Piggle! Huh! Oh, well, that didn't do much. Thank you for the ham. Okay, we're going to... quickly cook ourselves some meat and be on our way. I love the faces of the sheep. They look so dumb, but happy. Oh wait, what was I thinking? The stove is back in the furnace. I could have just cooked it back there. What am I doing? This is what happens when VTubers have to do anything on an empty stomach. There's no brain cells. Alright, you. Make me a bunch of food. Thanks. What do I need for pumpkin pie? I know I need sugar. Oh, and milk. I think milk. Bone meal. Boop, boop. I'm gonna save one bone in case I want to make a dog friend. Ooh. Campfire. Maybe. Maybe. Okay, let's eat up and then we can continue our adventure. I love how I just started beating a wall. That's not what I meant to do. It's time to eat. Consumes rock. Okay, once this is done, we'll be ready to go. But yeah, I'm thinking we're gonna build a huge temple all the way out there where all the flowers and the animals are, and there's some water and there's some mountains. It's gonna look so majestic. I'm gonna make Shigeru proud of me. That's the creator of Legend of Zelda, for anyone that doesn't know. By the way, did you know the game design for Legend of Zelda largely came from Shigeru's hometown, Sonobe, which no longer exists actually, but it's been combined with two other towns into is it Konobe? I don't remember the name off the top of my head, but it technically still exists. It's in rural Japan, but it's still out there. And Nintendo, their department where they made Legend of Zelda back then was in Kyoto, and they're in a new location now, but it's still in Kyoto. So when I go to Japan someday, that's on my bucket list. There's also a lot of really well-known animation studios in Kyoto too. For anyone who appreciates the Japanese arts, that's gotta be on your list. Although I've gotta say, I've been doing research on going to Japan, and they're going to raise taxes on people. I mean, not taxes, but there's a fee you have to pay to actually visit Japan, and they're going to increase it soon. So if you can go sooner rather than later, that is ideal. Okay, where do we want to place this? I could put it here, but there's got to be a courtyard. And the courtyard needs water. We've got some water over here. Oh, and the horses, it's perfect. One of you can be Epona. Wow, okay. There's a lava pit? Whoa. Uh-oh. That's not good. Oh, well, maybe it's contained? No, wait. Oh, no, wait. Okay, no, it's fine. We're good. So maybe near these sakura trees, actually, because these are, look at that! Oh, look at how cool it is! Oh, wait, you know what would be even cooler? If I built it on the top of the mountain. It would be so much work to climb up there, but it would be so cool! There could be a huge staircase! Oh, that'd be amazing. I mean, all you have to do is elevate a building, and it looks so much more impressive. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. Hello, cows. Hello. So I see that little cave up there. And I think that would be a great place to collect some resources. We're gonna need a lot of stone for this temple. Oh, it's so dark. Okay, we'll put a... Let's see. We'll mark this out here. Boop, boop. Whoa. I love the cave systems. Boop. I found coal. Whoa. What's this way? Okay, dead end? Cool. Let's get this coal. I just realized something. Hold on a minute. Kobe, hi! Hello! Happy Friday. I don't know why. I realized chat's hidden in another tab. So you guys were chatting, I didn't even see you. I'm sorry. Hello. Boop. Yeah, we're gonna need a lot of stone. So much stone. Hello! When I was reading that, my brain was like, oh, hi, Mark. Hello. How are you? I had a collab earlier today and there were a lot of technical difficulties and then I felt bad because I was like, the content that I made today wasn't like that great. So then I was like, I'm gonna make another one. Hence the stream. It's not quite the same, obviously, but it makes me feel better. Ah! Enjoy your shower! Oh, hi, Mark. With all that's been going on lately, part of me wishes that I had a jacuzzi. I need the stress relief. We all need the stress relief. We've been through it. It's been a year. 2025 isn't even half over. It's hard to believe that it's May already. Yeah, it will. It will work out. You're right. I just hold myself to standards. I really care about people's experiences. And there's so much to do. We ought to watch The Room on Discord someday? What's The Room? When you get back, I'll hold that question for you. You don't have to answer it now. Take care of yourself. I'll remember. Me and my one brain cell. Seriously though, a shower sounds so nice just for the, like, de-stressing factor. Just to be cozy. Also, we're gonna watch Delicious and Dungeon tomorrow. I'm very excited. Such a unique direction for an anime. I love Seishin. Okay. Let's get out our crafting table. Yeah, more pickaxes. I always start out with my Temple of Time builds with a whole lot of stone. Too much stone. Just so many 64s of stone, you need treasure chests full of them. You never want to be in the middle of building and then run out of material and then have to break your focus to get more material. You can't break your creative flow. One idea I had was, after making this build, turning it into a map. I believe World Painter is one program that allows you to do that. I've never actually taken something that I've made before and like turned it into a map, so I thought it would be really cool. Especially if we repurposed it for the community Minecraft server, then it'd be like everyone can hang out in the structure that I built. It's like building a huge house for all your friends. Is this the end? I think so, yeah. All right. Where do we want to go from here? I have a feeling about this area. Couldn't tell you why. I just do. It's my sheepy senses. That was fast. Hello! Welcome back! I hear the sting of a dungeon. Or some thing like that. Ooh, copper. You never played in a Minecraft server before? There's so many cool mods. People could even have their own houses. And they can be protected too, so no one can grief them. I love custom Minecraft servers. The only downside to it is, of course, you need moderation, and it can cost a little bit of money to upkeep. Unless you're running your own server, I guess, but then you're running a server around the clock, you know? I guess for me, like, showers are also a mental health thing, so I probably spend way too much time in the shower. I'm just like, this is my escape for a little while. Water is very soothing to me. The Room is the movie where... Oh, Highmark comes from... Oh! Okay, I never knew the name of the movie. That makes so much sense now. Oh. I would love to see that. I've been seeing so much nostalgia on my timeline. Like old 2D animation. I've been seeing The Land Before Time. I hadn't heard about that in a really long time. I saw... No! Oh, it's because of... Oh! hold on. I need to put this on a different... I'll put you there. There you go. Dinosaurs, the 2000 movie. Whoa, 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 whoa. Wait, hold on. What is going on? Where am I? Whoa. I've been seeing Goofy movie references. I feel like all the 90s babies and early 2000s babies have just come out of the woodwork lately. And it makes me really happy. Whoa! Okay, wait, this is convenient. I can just... Oh. I was like, wait, hold on. I did not go far. I thought I went up the mountain a little bit. I was like, hold on, I can get up and down the mountain really quickly. I don't even need stairs. I have this, like, special channel, but no. No, I'm farther down the mountain than I was before. Sir! Sir, please. You've been nostalgic for what? No, my stuff! You! Green demon! Where was I? Where? I don't even... Okay, hold on. There's time for me to get my stuff. If I keep it together. We gotta keep it together. Okay, I think... Oh no. Oh no. Sir, I am just trying to pass. Okay, wait. Yeah, this looks familiar. This does look familiar. Yeah, I was over here before. This way. Wait, why is there a skeleton in the morning? No. 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 It's morning. You shouldn't be here. It's against the rules. Bah! Hello, fellow sheep. I can't believe I got blown up. Can't believe it. I was feeling... all I heard was a zombie! So I didn't feel that scared. Okay, on the bright side, I found my way back. Normally, I'm very directionally challenged. Ooh! I lived. I am a sheep of steel. Okay, hopefully my stuff is still there, and then everything will be okay. Yes! Heck yeah! Joke's on you, creeper. I rebuilt from the ashes. Where is my pickaxe? Where's my pickaxe? There you are. I was like, did you really just save everything except for my pickaxe just to spite me? Okay, as I was saying, nostalgia. I've been seeing it everywhere. And I love it. I love to see a Karen talking to a creeper like that. Sir, sit, could you not? Where's your manager? I heard that creepers were inspired by a glitch in the game early on that they decided to just, like, kind of keep and turn into an actual character. Which I kind of think would make it even funnier. Give me a torch. Oh, there's lava dripping from the ceiling. That's terrifying. Whoa. How am I gonna do this? I am looking for iron and gold along the way because I'm gonna need some gold to make the Triforce. And I'm gonna need quite a bit of it because I like to make big Triforces. It's gonna levitate in the air and everything. Especially for a Goofy movie that turned 30 years old and there's a documentary on it on Disney Plus! It's 30 years old? Whoa. There's... When did... I think The Land Before Time might have come out in 1996? Exactly. Little mistakes can become great things. That's partly why I don't understand why people are so afraid of them. I'm like, we learn from our mistakes. They make us better, not worse. We learn a lot more from our mistakes than our successes, I think. I'm gonna need another pickaxe soon. There we go. There goes the pickaxe. Now we need another one. Hoo, he, ha, hoo, he. "1988! That's even older than I thought! Whoa. Toy Story? Did they ever... Are they up to Toy Story 5 now? I can't remember if they left off on 3 or 4. That's crazy. The things that made me... They're now vintage. Ancient. In a museum. That reminds me when I first started VTubing. I was talking about the GameCube one stream and someone was like, "What's a GameCube?" And I was like, oh no. It's begun. The oldening. I still have a GameCube. I mean, I got a new one because my old one didn't last, but I have a GameCube and a Game Boy. I'm also so excited that GameStop has started to have a retro section of their store. I don't know if you guys know this, but there's specific GameStop stores that actually offer retro items like retro consoles and games and merch and stuff. And it's so cool. Whoa. I believe it'll be coming out next year or the one after from what I heard about it. It's gonna be about Woody and the gang against modern technology and evil buzzes will be the villains? Whoa. I mean, that does make sense. I feel like that's where we're headed as a society sometimes. Technology is doing a number on people these days, whether it's AI or really aggressive marketing. And I've even noticed over the past few years that like titles and thumbnails on YouTube videos have gotten really, really extreme and clickbaity. And I totally understand why people do it. Like that's how the algorithm works. But at the same time, it's also like kind of terrifying. Because it just kind of keeps going, you know? Like the more extreme things get, the more extreme people will need to be to like compensate for how people get desensitized to how extreme it already is. You know what I mean? So it just kind of keeps going. And then there's AI and everything going on with that. My feed is filled with so much content where people are like, I'm a writer and I can't find a job except if it's for a company that wants to hire me to train an AI to do all the writing work so that I get automated anyway. And it's just like, man, what do you do in that situation? Crazy times, crazy times. That's actually a big reason why I want to get better with my content, because I feel like this is a really stressful time. And, you know, with my disability, I can't do things that normal people can do. Like I'm probably not going to be able to work a 9 to 5, but what I have been good at least I hope, is helping people who can do those things feel a lot better, because those things can be very stressful. Everyone needs a little encouragement and positivity and laughter sometimes, and to feel like they're not alone and to be heard. And I just feel like sometimes if my content isn't to a certain standard, I'm like, am I really helping? You know? Like, this is the one thing I can do, so I want to do it well. Even though I know it's a process, and anything that relies on technology is going to have its problems. And everyone's human, too. I know! I can't believe it! I can't believe someone said that. Oh, the GameStop near you closed down? All we have that's close to it is Game Exchange, which is all about retro games. I feel like the gaming industry right now is having a hard time between the cost of the upcoming Switch games. Well, I should say the Switch 2 games. And even like how much the price of amiibos has increased. I feel like businesses are hurting a lot right now. My inbox is filled with every single business that I am subscribed to being like, yeah, so the tariffs. Yeah, we can't serve the USA anymore, and we're really sad about that. But also, like, if we didn't shut down operations, you'd have to pay like $200 for something that's normally like $50. So, yeah, this is how it's gonna be for a while, and hopefully it's over soon. And I'm just like, wow. How do people do it? I feel like so much is going on right now. I have so much respect for people who are finding a way to survive it all, because I could not imagine it. Like, COVID was hard enough, you know what I mean? But with everything that's been happening this year, in VTubing specifically, and also just generally throughout the world, I'm like, people are so resilient, man. If I had to, like, really be connected to the economy in a more direct way, I feel like this would drive me crazy. And it already like kind of does sometimes. Like, it irks me sometimes, even though I'm not like directly affected in many ways. I'm just so, I really feel for people. I don't like those thumbnails. They're obnoxious and just in your face. Yeah! Also, the AI stuff is terrifying to me, especially as an artist. The best you can do is keep doing what you love. I agree. Also, AI just isn't very good at creating original stuff. Like, if you tell an AI to make something and then you train an AI off of that, the results will increasingly get worse and worse and worse. Because the AI isn't really like truly learning, it's just replicating. Although many people will use AI, it's not the same. And I think it's going to be, although you can fool a lot of people with AI art right now, even like AI professionals, you can't do it in every case because it's just not there yet. And even when it does get there, like I've seen a lot of big companies, like even Coca-Cola recently had an ad that was AI generated, and you can tell, and it didn't look great. Like a lot of AI generated stuff is pixelated. It has like artifacts and stuff that make it look not real or truly complete. I think that's going to be a thing for a long, long time. The sucky thing about the situation, from my perspective, is that if we live in a world where people are increasingly getting paid less compared to inflation, but then the price of everything keeps going up, then people have less money to hire artists, and that's actually going to encourage them more to use AI to get stuff done, because if no one has any disposable income, it's like, how are you going to pay artists anything? That's the part that really concerns me. I'm like, how... You know, how are we supposed to make this work? I need more torches. Oh, thank you for saying that. You do great with that. We need so much more positivity and hopefulness in this world. I've been doing my part as a nobody, basically, and you're doing a great job with your platform. I'm sure you're having a positive impact. A lot of people in the community like seeing your art. And that's just one thing I know you do. I'm sure you do a lot more than that. In a world where people are ironically more connected than ever through technology, but more isolated on a social level, I think there's never been like a time where just being present and there for people and existing has ever been like worth more. Like loneliness and isolation is such a thing these days. Just having someone there for you means a lot to people. And I have to remind myself of that because I'm so used to thinking like, oh, the only way I'm really helping people is by driving a certain result. I can forget that sometimes. Like I'm so used to expressing like affection, for example, by helping someone with something. Like, oh, you have a problem? I'll fix it. Oh, you have a project? I'll help you with that. Versus just being like, I can be here. And that's helpful too. Ah! Oh crap. Oh no! Oh, okay. I'm safe. I'm safe. Woo! Haha. You can't get me. You saw it. Oh crap. You saw it. You thought wrong. Okay, where's my pork chop? I need some pork chop. I can't imagine doing that with the tariffs. I understand why they're happening, but don't agree to it, especially with foreign goods being so expensive. Exactly. Ironically, I feel like it made a situation where it was already hard for people and then just made it also hard for businesses. And I'm like, what is the strategy here? Because I know what it's intended to be, but this is not it. This is not how you create the result. Sir? You gotta go. You're not gonna leave, are you? Never mind. I think I spoke too soon. Oh, he's right there. Nice! Where's the bone? You didn't drop a bone! Aw, man. I was brave for nothing. For nothing! My brother's been sharing AI images with the AI making realistic images of cartoon characters and they're terrifying and ugly. Exactly. I could understand being an artist and being like, okay, I have creative block and I need ideas. But looking at something like that and being like, ah, yes, this is art. I'm just like, that's not art. That is a rough concept. That is a rough draft. I'm hoping that somehow, some way, the whole AI thing just makes people appreciate artists more instead of replacing them. Although that might be very far-fetched. But at the very least, talking to someone or being their vent piece goes a long way. Exactly. Exactly. You know, sometimes the solution to a problem isn't actually a solution. Sometimes the solution is just being able to be heard by someone, to know you're not alone. You're not crazy. It's a common feeling. And sometimes the solution just doesn't exist yet. So like in the meantime, we gotta cope. You know, we gotta find a way to move forward, even though it might be frustrating. And that might actually be how a solution is eventually created. When a whole bunch of minds can get together and discuss something. Oh crap, hello. Is there another one around here? I hear someone else. Are you up there? Is there another guy up there? I think so. That's the only place I could imagine there being another zombo. Boop. Let's see. Whoa. Whoa. Oh, God. Ah, the sound of lava overhead. Very reassuring. I feel so safe. Skeleton's one true weakness, doors. They go back to their master's master. The sheep lady made a door. Oh. My one weakness! It's like a vampire. They need to be invited in. That is kind of terrifying. Okay, wait. So I've been there before. So I don't need to go back there again. I just need to keep collecting stone. So apart from a whole bunch of stone, I do need iron. Let's put some stuff in here. We don't need all these 64s of stone. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is how you build greatness. With 164 at a time. Gimme sticks! We need some iron! Actually, wait, hold on. I want that. I meant to put the door in there. Actually, you can take my dirt, too. Okay. Let's go. Steve's lava chicken. Someone made a remix on Twitter and I shared it to my timeline. I was like, why is this so addicting? I learned that song was like the first to break #1, the shortest song to break #1 on iTunes ever. And I'm like, of course it's that song. Of course it's Minecraft. And it's Jack Black. This makes so much sense. I think it'll happen because the more people get used to AI art, the more they'll see the flaws to it and it'll become saturated. Oh, not to mention AI art and animations aren't creative like people. Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. I do feel like we're kind of in an age where AI is kind of overhyped. Like, people don't really understand it, and that's exactly why people take it so seriously and are so invested in it. But then I think, like you said, once people really understand what it is, they'll be like, oh, like this has so many limitations. Like, the AI we have today isn't true AI. It's what people in the AI field would call narrow AI. It's only good at very specific things, and anything outside that scope, it's really bad at. And art requires like a number of smaller disciplines. It's not just like, you know, have good line art or mix colors good. There's so much more to it. There's so many underlying principles that combine together to create a solid art piece. And AI doesn't know what any of those things are. It's just like, apple is like a circle, but rounder and condensed, and it's red. Like, it doesn't actually know what an apple is. And that's actually a big part of what art is. Art is the science. And AI has no concept of what science is. It's called Steve's Lava Chicken. It's from the Minecraft movie. So that original song, someone remixed it on Twitter. I shared it to my timeline, and it's really good. But it's the original song that broke #1 on iTunes, though. I just love what people are doing with the song online. It's really funny. He was so great as Bowser. I really loved the Mario movie. I love the direction they took it in. Also, I'm really happy with how the Sonic series is going so far, and I can't wait to see how they introduce Amy. Especially since they're focusing on New York, my state, and they're bringing in Metal Sonic 2? Heck yeah. But you know what I'm really curious about? I wonder if they're going to introduce Silver the Hedgehog. That's what I'm really curious about. Silver and Blaze. Because Silver is rarely included in anything. He's in some Sonic comics. And he makes a rare appearance in some Sonic games. But since Sonic 06, he hasn't really been used very much. And I think he's actually a really cool character. I like his whole character and his powers and his weaknesses in comparison to his powers. Like, he's actually really strong, but really, really naive because he's so young. And like, that's so relatable, man. That's so relatable. You have a strong sense of justice and there's like a lot you can do about it, but maybe you're a little too trusting because you're such a good person. I can really relate to that. I really hope they include him. I also like how they kind of redeemed Knuckles with the Sonic the Hedgehog movies too, because for a while, like with Sonic Boom, the cartoon series, they kept dumbing him down more and more. And I was like, listen, I know this is a trope that works and that a lot of people like, but I just don't think Knuckles really fits this. Like, I don't think every really strong man has to also be dumb. So I like how they kind of... They sort of still have the trope now in the Sonic the Hedgehog movies, but like in a way that's not degrading and in a way that makes sense. Like, oh, he's like from a different time and he's kind of lived in a very isolated way which is why he doesn't always understand things. That's different than being dumb. That's just like being isolated. Or lacking experience with this new world. That's not the same as being dumb, though. So I like how they made that change. Where's the skeleton? Hello? Hello? Plus, and I've said this to a fellow artist friend, it's only going to take one lawsuit from a major animation company like Disney or Ghibli for AI artists to be in major trouble or just fall. That's something I'm hoping for. So Disney, a lot of people suspect that Disney had a lot of influence over the history of copyright in America. Because whenever they've went out of their way to protect a character, copyright has changed in the USA. So part of me is hoping, like, Disney, use your powers for good. Help us create laws that make it hard for art to be stolen through AI, for example. Because unless there is some kind of actual enforcement, I just don't think it's going to happen. But I can't think of like an institution that's strong enough to actually do that, apart from something like Disney, where they're already established and successful. Crap, crap. Oh no, oh no, oh no. No! I was trying to go for my sword. Oh, and it's gonna be night. Hold on, no, it's okay. It's okay. I know where I died. I know where I died, so I can redeem myself. I can get my stuff. I can get my stuff. Yes! Yes, Jack Black did such a good job with Bowser. I was so impressed. I love how they took like a villain character but then made him so funny, but also like real. Like there's people like that exist. And like, yeah, I mean on the surface they're I guess you could say kind of evil, but there's a part of them that's just like doesn't want to be alone and takes that to a real extreme. And I was like, wow, like you kind of humanized Bowser, Nintendo. I'm very impressed. You could have just made him like, you know, super evil guy who's evil because he's evil. But you actually made him someone that's like believable. Like if this were a human, I'd be like, oh, you know, that makes sense. You haven't seen Sonic 2 or 3? It's really good. You should see it if you can. I kid you not, I found Sonic 3. That's what the one where they introduced Shadow, I'm pretty sure. Someone leaked the whole movie to Twitter. That's how I shared it with my brother. I was like, here's a link. If you're curious what the movie was like. It's kind of funny. I need torches. Oh, he's gone. He's just straight up gone. Okay. Just despawned, I guess. I hear water. The water's that way. So maybe I should go this way? Oh wait, hold on. No, I hear water right beneath the stairs. Yeah. Oh boy. Probably around here, huh? hear the skeleton. Where did you go? Did you just, like, descend a level? Could you imagine? He's just like Link from Tears of the Kingdom. He just sinks into the ground, comes out the other side. By the way, I finally started playing that game a few weeks ago. Very good so far. I've spent way too much time actually getting to that game because I was literally gifted a pre-order of it. So I was like one of the first to get it, and then I was like, I don't know. I just didn't get to it. And then I was like, now I feel bad. I need to play this. I've been hearing so much about the lore online too, and like trying to not get spoiled. Because apparently there's furries in there, and I'm like, wait, what? Furries in a Zelda game? This is life-changing. This never happens. I mean, I guess... Well, I guess we had... No, I mean, I guess... I can't believe I'm asking this. Do Zoras count as furries? I thought there was a separate category for that. Like, isn't that like scalies or something? Not to mention the Ruto from Wind Waker, the bird people. Are they furries? Have furries been canon this whole time in the Zelda series, and I just like didn't want to admit it or something? Yes, yeah, the Sonic 06 debut was... And especially because do you remember when the trailer first came out and people were like, oh man, like this is gonna be the new Final Fantasy. Everyone was really hyped, and then we actually played the game and it was so broken. Poor Sonic team. I feel like every other game, or even every Sonic game that they've ever worked on, stuff just doesn't go well. And then they're like, okay, how do we salvage this? That's what happened with Sonic DX, for example, which is a game I really like. But tons of development issues. Which you can hear it. I mean, even in the way they mix the music. There's cutscenes in Sonic DX where you can barely even hear what Sonic is saying because the rock guitar is so loud. Yeah, exactly, yeah. Yes. Exactly! Yeah, I'm really impressed with how Nintendo went about the Mario and Sonic movies, because especially like the Sonic movie could have turned out really badly. Like his initial design, they could have just pushed through with that, and I mean, maybe they would have done okay just because Sonic is such a big franchise, but the fact that they were willing to delay production just to fix that. And then Ugly Sonic became a separate thing. Like, there's some kind of mini film or something that the original Sonic design is part of. And it's kind of a running joke. Which game? It depends on what I was referencing. I mean, most of the races in the Zelda series that are like clearly animal inspired are usually in like Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, Breath of the Wild, and Tears of the Kingdom, which is the sequel to that. I started Genshin Impact years ago. It's funny, I progressed enough to be able to play multiplayer with people, and then I just stopped playing. All that work, and I never actually played multiplayer with anyone, I think. And I've wanted to get back into it because I've heard there's been so many expansions to the story, and I don't even know what the main story really is. I think scalies and like a subcategory of furries, and I think bird people are called avians. Oh, that makes so much sense. In the furry community. Ah. And it's Sega's fault every time. Let Sonic Team work on the games and stop rushing them. Exactly. Although I've got to say, Nintendo has some history of doing that even with other franchises. Like, that's what happened with Majora's Mask. That game was developed in under a year, which is a big reason why the textures kind of look bleh in some places. And that's also why they reused so many assets, because they had to do so much on such a short timeline. And I think Nintendo at the time was really going through it financially too, which was another component. Like, when you need to make some kind of blockbuster hit, but you just don't have full funding, teams sometimes have to do some really unhealthy things to hack it. Okay, we're gonna make some stone. You're thinking of the Chip and Dale Rescuers movie that had Ugly Sonic in it? Yeah, that's probably it. I don't know what the story for Genshin really is, to be honest, but I love the exploration in it. Currently playing it right now? Heck yeah. I really want to play it more. Especially because I haven't had the multiplayer experience yet. I have no idea what that's like. I love multiplayer games these days. Before I became a VTuber, I was really into solo playing. Now I'm like, if I can't play something with my friends, I don't know if this is a game worth buying. Unless it's something I'm super into. Like the Legend of Zelda series, because usually those games are all single player. But apart from that, I'm like, I want to hang out with my friends. Games are so much more fun and random and entertaining when you can share the experience with other people. Bam! Boop! Oh, you know what I can do? I can speed this up. I'm gonna make another furnace. Actually, I could have a third one. I could. Boop. Give me some stone. Rock and stone. Boop. I am gonna need more coal soon. Oh wait, I can just make more. I can just do this. I don't know if it's really economical. Well, actually, you can take the wood planks. My girlfriend and I had a Genshin date last month. That's so cute! And it's basically just you and the other person playing in the world server of the others. We played in her server since I'm a higher level. That is so cute! You know, because we live in such a virtual age now, I don't remember what the stats are anymore, but I thought that like about 50% of new friendships and relationships are made online now. And part of me is like, no wonder VTubing is such a big thing, and also staying inside and not going out and playing games. I feel like there's been a kind of resurgence in virtual media and like nerdy media in general. Because as depressing as it might sound on the surface, one, it's just really expensive to try to live IRL in many ways. Like going to restaurants and stuff is really freaking expensive. So you know, if your boss isn't giving you a raise and everything keeps getting more expensive, like, why not just have virtual experiences? You know? And I've got to say, like, it's a lot easier for me to hop into a Discord call and play a game with a friend than, like, coordinate a time and, like, someone drives over and then we gotta, like, physically set things up. It's so much more seamless to do things virtually. Although I gotta say, I do miss some in-person things. For sure. There are some things that I don't think the virtual world can emulate super well. But still, I love how virtual experiences are getting better and better, I think because people are looking to them more as a way to connect with people instead of being like, well, time to spend $100 going to a restaurant or like $20 per person to see a movie. Movie theaters have been hurting a lot, so a lot of their prices have been going up too, I've noticed. And I was very surprised when Regal cinemas came out with this membership where you pay like a monthly fee and you can watch as many movies as you want. When I saw that, I was like, oh no, they're not doing super hot. And I think they're not doing well right now. Exactly, not to mention it's harder to find people IRL who have the same interests as you. Yes, this is something that I really appreciate about VTubing. It felt like it was so difficult to find like-minded people in my hometown, in my general area, but online, it's so much more seamless. I feel like maybe if I'm lucky in real life, I have to meet 100 people before I find one person who I maybe have something in common with. But in VTubing, it's just like, you know, the algorithm does help show me people who like the games that I like, who like the creators that I like, the music that I like. And it's like, hey, if you live on the other side of the world, no problem. We can still spend time together. It's really cool. It's really, I would have never imagined as a kid that I would have friends throughout the world. I'd be like, how? That's not possible. What do we do? Like send each other letters? Now I'm like, oh, it's so cool. I have like friends from all these different countries and some of them speak different languages and it's so cool. Now I feel like found family can really be like this global thing. I feel like people have so much more opportunity now. I need more pork. This is true. I miss me and my brother and my cousin spending time together way before our cousin got married and had kids. Bro, I feel that so much. I don't really have other social media like on a like in a personal way, but whenever I do on occasion log into Facebook just to see what people are up to, every person I went to high school with has like a family and stuff and I'm like, whoa, man. This is crazy. I mean, I know it's been a while since I've been to high school, but it doesn't feel that long. And they're so busy. And so much has changed. I even saw on Facebook that Meta AI is now a thing and they even have glasses. Facebook has these glasses now where you can like text people and take phone calls and photos and videos and stuff. And the battery life is really horrible. But apart from that, like it does all those things. Like these glasses are like kind of like a cell phone in a sense. And it's so crazy to see how fast things are evolving. Going to the movies was one of my escapes during my darkest times and during my military service. Now it's so depressing to go. I agree. It's not the same. That's why I want to have a little like movie theater room in my house. Like I want to actually go in, paint the room black like a movie theater. I want to have little movie theater seats, even if there's only like 5 or 6. Hey, that's fine. little projector. I'm gonna make my own little movie theater experience at home so I can still go to the movies, but with the charm that I'm used to having. And, you know, you don't have to worry about like kids being in there and they're screaming and stuff. Like, it's just you and the people you invite to your little movie theater. I can't wait till I can do that. Because I don't want to give up on the movie theater memories, but I also know, like, if I go to the movies now, it's not going to be what it was back then either. You know? So I don't want to, like, keep going back and, like, kind of breaking my heart, but I also can't let it go either. I've heard that also military service can feel very isolating for a lot of people, so I'm glad you had the movies as a kind of outlet. And you can fall in love with someone across the world. Yes! My brother met his wife online and I met my girlfriend on Discord. We don't regret it. Heck yeah! That's beautiful. And you know what's so cool about that too? It almost sounds like a movie. Like if the average person was like, hey, how'd you meet your girlfriend, your fiance? And you're like, we met like on Twitch, Discord, YouTube. They'd be like, whoa! Like tell us that story. That's so interesting. It could be a movie. But that's just life these days. I think that's so cool. I also think it says something special that, like, of all the people in the world, because you had the choice of the world, like in this era, you have access to like so many millions of people. Whereas before, maybe people only had access to what, the few thousand people in their hometown. So to, of all those millions of people, choose that person, I feel like that's even more special. I think that's even more romantic and cute. Oh, on Facebook, yeah. I vaguely remember those glasses, but that was years ago. Ah. Yes, yes, the popcorn machine too. Yes, exactly. I want the curtains. I want the popcorn maker. I can have a soda station if I want to. Kettle corn. Oh, I'm pressing the wrong button. I was like, why am I not seeing my stone? Why is the game blocking me from my own stone? Boop, boop. Boop. Let's see. Boop, there we go. But yeah, for better or worse, I feel like we're moving towards an era where we're just gonna like make our homes into like tiny worlds, like little planets. And every room, every region is gonna be for something different that maybe we used to do physically in the real world, but we do it for ourselves. Even with 3D printing, I love 3D printing. I want to 3D print my own stuff. The thought of being able to just make my own stuff, like, oh, if I need something, I don't have to go to Home Depot and buy it. I can just print it at home. Like, that's really cool. The Way We Met would be more of an R-rated comedy than a heartfelt romance. Hey, it's still a story you could see in theaters. I bet if you turned it into a movie, people would show up and want to see it. They'd be like, what? It's R-rated and it's comedy? And they met from across the world? What is this story? Who are these people? How did they find love in a sea of information and faces? Why her? Why him? I have to know. Seriously though, that's so cute. And I'm so happy we live in a time where people have access to that. Because in the past, I feel like a lot of people would have never met their person because they would have been relegated to wherever they happened to live. And especially like if you didn't have a car or something, forget about it. I'm glad people have more options and they don't have to settle, you know? Whenever technology and the world gets a little crazy, I try to remind myself of stuff like that. Like, it's not all bad. There's a lot of good stuff happening too. You're just not gonna get fed that in an ad or in content typically, because you can't really make money off of happiness? I mean, I guess you can, but you won't make as much. Versus, like, something more triggering or dramatic. Okay, I'm gonna put you in here. I'm gonna need some stone. Because I need... Oh wait, I have a stone pickaxe here. I'll get another one though. But yeah, that's really inspiring. I hope I can experience something like that someday. Hello? Oh, that's the Enderman. I was like, hold on. Is that like a really demented, what's the word? Creeper? God, it was the Enderman's voice. Oh, frick. I jinxed myself. There's a creeper behind me. Sir? Sir? Ah! Noise. No, there's no flint! Oh, that's a ripoff. I did so good! There's a lot of Endermen around here. And sheep. Hello! Hello, sir. Is that... what? Oh, that's a gray sheep. I was like, what is that? Just saw this gray blob in the field. I was like, I don't remember that being in Minecraft. What is that? Long story short, we met on a Discord server set up by an ASMRist who did not safe for work audios, and she, my girlfriend, was a lesbian for years before she fell for me. That would get the premise of that movie. That's even better! Could you imagine people being like, he changed her? How did he do it? What made him special? Was he in touch with his inner feminine essence? Was she secretly bi all along? Who knows? Only one way to find out. In theaters this Friday. That's a really interesting story. Why are there so many? Oh my, I just saw one despawn in real time. There's like 4 skeletons. Can't go nowhere. Oh, hi. Hi. Alright guys, excuse me. I'm here to save the world and build a temple. Okay, I need another tree, but there's no trees on this mountain. I gotta go down there, but it's real scary because look at all the monsters. I need to start planting trees, actually. I just realized I'd make my life a lot easier if I just planted more trees. But I'm not, so they're all getting farther and farther away from me. Okay, where did I come from? Not like when I was a baby, I mean like a few moments ago. Stop! Stop! I'm just a little Steve. Just a little Steve. Just trying to Steve in this world. I believe you will. I believe there's someone for everyone out there, and while it might not come right away, it will when you least expect it. I was content with being single forever until she came to me. I feel the same way. I feel like in general, it's when, I hope this doesn't sound depressing, but I find initially a lot of people are eager to fall in love, but they're a little too eager, you know? And then they get their heart broken. And it's only when they get heartbroken enough times they're like, you know what? I'm good. I'm good on my own. If it's meant to be, it will be. I'm not going to try super hard to like form fit myself to someone else, or like maybe self-neglect and self-abandon to make something work, or like not stand up for myself enough because I'm afraid of rocking the boat. Like people finally get to a place where they're like, I get it. I know how to balance this. And part of that means being good on my own. And like, that's probably when the person's going to show up. When you're not looking for them and you're just being yourself. Because that's also when you're most authentic. Sometimes people try so hard to find something, they like shapeshift themselves and they don't realize they're doing it until it's too late. Everyone goes to see the movie and the answers are simple. He was himself, brought positivity to her life, and she just fell in love. Simple as that. I didn't try to make her love me. Oh, that's so cute. That's real. That's so real. Okay. So I'm gonna need to make another furnace. I'm gonna have so many furnaces. No! Do I not have enough stone? I don't have enough stone. Okay, I gotta make more stone. But yeah, that's super cool. I'm so happy for you. When I started VTubing, you've reminded me. When I first started VTubing, I met people at like various points in their life, and I saw people graduate high school and go to college and like get their first relationship, their first job. I saw people become a VTuber when they were like maybe shy before, and they're like, "Oh no, like there's no way I could do that. Like I'm too shy." And seeing people grow up is so rewarding. I'm so proud of people. When I first started streaming, I was so anxious about making live streams. Because I was like, oh, what if I mess up? And then it's like permanent on the internet forever. That I started off with Minecraft because it was a very cozy game. And I had Minecraft Mondays. And sometimes I want to have Minecraft Mondays again. Aw, thank you, Lila, by the way. I introduced her to your content some time ago and she loves your model. She's asleep right now. Aw, thank you. That's so sweet. That's so cute. That makes me so happy. I've actually, when I recently came back from my health hiatus, because I was gone for so long, I was like, oh man, you know, I haven't talked to some people in a while. I felt like maybe some connections had loosened just because of life circumstance, and I wasn't sure if when I came back, like if my friends would still be there. And not only were they there, but like my mods were there, like people remembered and introduced me to like their friends and stuff, and I was like, aw. And that made me feel a lot better about being gone for a while, because I always feel bad when I have to be gone. Even if there's like a reasonable reason for it, I'm still just like, I wish I could be different sometimes, even in ways that are unrealistic, admittedly. Just because I take what I do very seriously. And it makes me happy to know that even when I'm not doing like my best, it means a lot to other people. Because that helps me be nicer to myself, if that makes sense. Sometimes you need outside feedback to realize how much good you're doing. If you're really hard on yourself. Doing online content is a risk, but can be super rewarding. I'm hoping to start VTubing someday. Yes! Yay! Okay. So there's a lot of Sheep Squad members that have been considering becoming a VTuber, and it's made me really happy. I'm actually planning some projects with them now. It's so cool to like be able to collab with the people that helped me get to where I am. It's just such a full circle moment. So it makes me so happy whenever someone says like, oh yeah, like I might VTube or I'm going to VTube soon. And I'm like planning what my model will look like and maybe my debut and stuff. That's so cool. I hope you let me know when you debut, whenever you do. Because I want to be there. Can I make another furnace? Yes! Bing! Oh wait, hold on. No, wait, that's fine. Let's... There you go. Where's the trees? I need to plant you guys before there's no more trees in existence. The difference between you and others is that you work hard despite your limitations and give back so much while they're like, oh yeah. I feel so bad for Bao. I've listened to a whole bunch of the girls' streams to get a sense of how they're feeling. And you can never compare people's suffering. And I don't want to do that. But just listening to all of them, Bao seemed really, really torn up about it. And it made me so sad. I wished I could hug her or something. And she's been through a lot. Like, she has her own health stuff that's been going on for a long time. And I know that just becoming a big VTuber and blowing up has taken a toll on her mental at times. And this isn't the first time she's been betrayed either, so that's really hard to see someone go through, especially someone with such a big heart. You know? It really sucks. And the thing is, that's really common in VTubing too. Like, it's really sad, but me and my friends have had moments like that. That's the one downside to the internet is sometimes when you form a connection virtually, like there's less of a person you see. So if someone does maybe not want to show something, it's easier for them to not show it. It's easier to be less transparent. And that can really put people with big hearts at risk. I mean, initially, when I first started VTubing, I was quite trusting, but now I spend like a good year, sometimes even two, getting to know someone because it's just so common for people to not fully show themselves. And sometimes the hard part about it too is that it's not always malicious. In fact, most of the time it's not. Most of the time people have like some trauma thing, rejection sensitivity, something like that. And they're like, I can't be real because if I'm real, you're not going to like what you see. But I want you to like what you see. So I don't feel hurt. I'm going to show up in this way that I think you want to see me. And then we'll all be happy. But like, that's not how reality works because you can only keep the mask on for so long before it falls off. And then people are like, wait a minute. You know, you're not who I thought you were. And then that's betrayal, you know? It's hard. Life is hard. Not everyone knows how to deal with it. I don't know. I suspect that Cinder's been through her own stuff which inspired the way that she went about things. I know her side of it is that like it was business and stuff, but I suspect it's deeper than that, personally. And I don't know what that would be, but it's very common. Very, very common in VTubing for that specific kind of struggle to be something creators have. Like just kind of gamifying the whole experience to the point where the human element is lost. But it's usually because there's something deeper underneath all of that. And that's also why I haven't talked about it very much either, because I'm like, I feel like she probably has something going on. But it's also probably not something she would talk about publicly, probably. Especially at this point. With the way that the community has responded. I surely will let you know when I make my debut. Main struggle right now is balancing things and doing live 2D stuff. Yes, always prioritize your health and pace yourself. I know there can be such a pressure sometimes to like have all your ducks in a row and, you know, maybe have like the perfect model and all these assets. But in my opinion, it doesn't have to be fancy to be special. It doesn't have to be fancy to be impactful. And whatever is most sustainable and healthy and fulfilling for you, that's what you should do. And if you can fit like more trendy stuff in there and high effort stuff in there without hurting yourself, do it. But if you had to make a choice between, you know, taking things slower and focusing on what makes you happy versus like the pressure and the traditions and the expectations, choose yourself. You'll never regret that. A lot of people stress themselves out and end up not liking VTubing because they tried so hard to... Whoops. Sorry for the flashing. They tried so hard to meet some kind of expectation. But it's your event, you know? It's your journey. I need more wood. Feel so bad for her and the others. I want to give them, especially Bao and Silverville, big hugs and make them tea. Yeah. It's moments like that that remind you, like showing up for them, even if you're just a lurker in chat, probably means so much, especially in moments like these, but also in general, because there's a lot of stuff people go through behind the scenes that the public never sees. You know? And considering this is what we do see, like imagine what we don't see and how important it can be for people in these high pressure positions to know that like there's good energy around them and not everyone that's around them is like maybe secretly doing something unhealthy or self-centered or something else. Also, it really inspired a lot of people to do good things for each other. Like I saw an uptick in people saying, hey, like I'm looking for streamer friends. I'm looking for authentic friendships. Like people are having more in-depth conversations now about their connections. And they're like, hey, like this is exactly what I want. Is this exactly what you want? You know, I want something real. I'm not just looking for a collab. And that's nice to see. I'm glad that people are in a way learning from some of the biggest creators in the space and like what they're going through. I feel like we've collectively learned some things and hopefully that will help people from having more bad experiences. I got a lot of 64s. How much stone do I have left in here? Oh yeah, I have a ton. Boop, boop. Oh wait, hold on. I can make more of these. There you go. Exactly. There's only for so long the mask will stay on until it falls off. All I hope is that the drama cools down. The people involved communicate privately and either can make up or move on peacefully. I agree. I agree. Although I can't imagine in a way how Cinder would come back. I'm curious about how she'll handle that. Part of me wonders if she'll graduate. I never really kept up with her before all of this. I mean, I saw stuff she did from time to time, but I'm not sure why either. Like, I couldn't tell you what specifically, but whenever I went to her streams, I got this air of fakeness. And whenever I get that, I just don't engage with those creators. So I don't know if she's like said anything since or if she's become active or not. Last I heard, the Discord was locked. And she had gone pretty much radio silent apart from the apology document. But it'll be interesting to see how she responds after everything kind of blows over. I wish her well too, because whatever it was at the core of everything that compelled her to do that, I imagine that she has her own pain around that too. Hurt people hurt people. That's the moral of the story. That's one of the hardest parts about it. Like, I feel like it'd be so much easier if every time someone hurt us, they were like genuinely 100% a bad person, but that's rarely the case. Usually someone's like 60, 70, 80, even 90% good, and it's that other percentage that's really potent, but only a part of them that can be a hardship. And it makes stuff like this so complicated. You got a lot of 64s, dang, I only have one, and I'm thankful that N64 works. I love retro consoles so much. I understand why we don't make them anymore, but I really miss the analog feel. Everything. I miss the GameCube controllers. I miss the warm, simple architecture of like even the Atari. I didn't watch her too much, but heard that she was already considering graduating. No idea though. Oh. It wouldn't surprise me. I mean, I could be mistaken, but I sometimes got the sense that this didn't necessarily make her happy. Like, VTubing didn't necessarily make her happy. Maybe this is actually the push that she needs to do what she actually wants to do. Something that actually brings out the best in her. That's actually another common thing in VTubing. Like, a lot of people want to be a VTuber, but some people just genuinely don't have, like, the personality fit for it, and they really want to. Because I think many people are looking for something, whether it's to be loved and accepted, or to be paid attention to, or to feel like they matter. But a lot of people need something different, and VTubing actually kind of irritates their inner wounds rather than healing them, depending on what they have going on. The older consoles just hit differently, especially the ones with cartridges. Yes, hearing that snap when you Take out the cartridge is super nostalgic. I agree. In fact, I'm sad thinking about how Nintendo's trying to move away from cartridges and discs altogether. Like, they're just trying to virtualize everything, and I'm like, that's so sad. Like, yes, it'll probably be better for the environment, but also, similar to how everything is moving towards subscription models, I feel like at some point, all our media is just going to belong to companies, and we're not really going to own anything for ourselves. And then, like, what happens when all these companies go down someday? You know, like, what if there's a blackout? What if the server goes down? Then we lose everything. And there's no other way to access these things versus when you have an actual DVD or a cartridge, like, you own the game, you know? Although I will say owning physical copies of things can also be a pain in the butt in its own way. Like when you have to move and you have to pack all of that versus just, oh, you know, I have a virtual library that's, you know, in Netflix. Nothing to pack. Like, I get it. But I'd also rather own the media than, like, technically be renting it for a flat fee. Isn't there something about the Switch to controller C button that got people mad? Barely know anything about that. I heard about that briefly, that there was some controversy around it, but honestly, I don't remember. Niswendo. Nintendo Switch 2 C button. I combined Nintendo and Switch into a word. Oh, the C button on the Nintendo Switch 2, found on the right Joy-Con, primarily activates the game chat feature. This allows players to engage in voice and video chat with friends while playing, even across different games, according to Nintendo. The button also facilitates screen sharing and other communication functions. So it's a Discord chat-like experience with friends while gaming. Oh, but Nintendo confirmed that the Switch 2's dedicated game chat button will require a Nintendo Switch Online membership. So in other words, if you don't have the Nintendo Switch Online membership, that button is useless. Interesting. Wow, that's really weird to think about. That's really weird to think about how you're paying for hardware, but it's not fully usable to you unless you pay for a virtual service. That's interesting. I feel like that would raise the price for consumers across the board, even if, like, you didn't want the C button and you didn't want the service it's attached to. Like, you would have to pay for all the hardware to have the console. You know what I mean? That's kind of a weird decision. Now I'm just imagining a future where Nintendo, like, comes up with a controller and it has no buttons. You pay for the buttons and the corresponding features you want. That's kind of cool, but also scary. Yeah, that's a big downside to physical copies, but on the other side, you have to deal with subscriptions and space. You didn't have to worry about console space with the GameCube. Yeah. I mean, most you had to deal with was, like, the memory card, right? Yeah, the C button is just for voice and video chat, screen sharing, and other communication functions. Yeah, it sounds like an extension of the Nintendo Switch Online membership, just, like, with social features. It's interesting. It actually kind of sounds like Nintendo's trying to maybe take up some of the market share that like Discord or maybe even like Twitch has with these features. That's interesting. Huh. I mean, I suppose that's smart from a business perspective. Goddess, hello! Welcome to stream! Hi. You've made it to my super secret stream. I haven't told anyone about this on purpose. Hello! How are you? I'm doing well. How are you? April was kind of a crazy month. I think it was a crazy month for all of us. We've been talking about that a little bit in stream. Kind of just being present and grateful for what we have while also being like, man, we're going through some stuff right now. At least we're together. We're making it through. Memory cards, gamers these days wouldn't understand that, nor would they understand that you have to save and the game won't save for you. Exactly. I'm gonna have my own kind of like retro entertainment system. I'm gonna have all of the retro consoles. I'm gonna play them for as long as I can, because as much as I appreciate modern games, I do miss the days when you'd pay one flat fee and you'd actually have the entire game versus like, oh, you paid 30 to 50 bucks to get a base game. Cool. If you want the full experience, that'll be another $30, $50. Thank you very much for this DLC. Oh, but wait, there's also 5 others. And it just keeps going and going. Oh, you want a different skin? A different character? A different storyline? Talked about nostalgia for a bit. Yeah. Easy day. I have nothing to do at work because someone broke the machine at work. Heck yeah. Congratulations. I'm glad you got to rest today. That sounds restful. I am going to build a big Legend of Zelda inspired temple in this world. This chest is full of stuff. Look at all these 64s of cobblestone. Rock and stone. Boop. And I don't mean it stopped working. I mean they broke the bottom shaft off the machine. Oh. Interesting. What kind of machine? Yeah, I'm kind of curious. I'm still at work. 12 hours of just doing nothing. Easy but boring. Hey, getting paid to exist for 12 hours, that's a pretty sweet gig. I'm happy for you. Especially in this economy. I mean, a lot of people are being overworked right now, so I'm really happy for you. I think the only way that could be sweeter is like if you've worked so much this week, those are all like overtime hours. That'd be even better. "12 hours doing nothing. Oh, I am so sorry." Yeah, it's true. Doing nothing definitely drove me crazy back when I could work. Honestly, just 15, 30 minutes of doing nothing would drive me crazy. But if you're the kind of personality that can like handle boredom well, like if boredom doesn't stress you, that's pretty great. It did stress me out though. I gotta do something personally. I gotta always be doing something. It's just how I'm made. Nice, it's still morning. Do we have new trees? We do, we do. Heck yeah, that's what I was hoping for. But yes, welcome to my very sudden secret stream. I had an offline collab a little earlier today that I recorded, and the connection kept borking, and it messed up the recording a little bit, and I got really sad, and I was like, oh man. Now I feel like I want to do something else that I at least know will be stable, so I can feel good about the work I did today. Although it was still a lot of fun, I'm just sad that I couldn't share the experience with you guys. I remember doing 24-hour guard duty shifts during the army, and it was agonizing. You couldn't sleep or leave your desk for those 24 hours? What? Sit at the desk and watch people come in and out? That's like sleep deprivation, though. Wouldn't... I mean, I don't know how the military works, but I feel like if you were sleep deprived, you wouldn't be that effective of a security guard after a certain amount of hours. Like, I can understand, like, 12, maybe 16. Like, if it's a really crazy day or something, but 24? Like, you don't even have any time to sleep at all? You're so strong. The easiest day I had was when we had the flood in California. We spent 12 hours at work having a barbecue, waiting to see if they could get the machines started. Getting paid to eat and relax. Heck yeah. That's the dream. You know, some people, they dream of not having a job at all. I say, dream of getting paid to exist. You get to exist and you get money. Best of both worlds. Why just have one? Also, I don't know. I don't know why, but when I read your comment, I suddenly got really hungry. Just the thought of eating and relaxing. Now I'm hungry. But it's too late to eat. But I'm hungry. I gotta drink water. Sometimes late at night when you're hungry, you're actually just dehydrated. Okay, I got a whole bunch of wood. We're gonna go back up here. Gonna make a whole bunch of charcoal. We bought a grill. Had steak, short ribs, barbecue ribs, and other stuff? Whoa, sounds like you guys had a party. Heck yeah. Summer barbecue, and summer technically hasn't even started yet. Look at you, so prepared. That's amazing. I've actually been... So I'm a July baby, so whenever it gets close to my birthday, I'm like, barbecue! American barbecue! I want burgers! I want pizza! Okay, I'm going to... I'm not sure how this is going to work out exactly, but I'm curious. Will that be enough? Because I need a ton of charcoal. We've almost stonified all our cobblestone. I could make another furnace. But I don't have enough charcoal. That's the army life. Also, it was at an army base, and you just have to watch similarly ranked soldiers at the barracks to make sure they weren't doing anything illegal or misbehave. I've heard so many interesting stories from the army. It sounds like a mixture of like really stressful and like energy intensive at times, but then when it's not that, it sounds really fun and like an opportunity to do a lot of things you wouldn't be able to do otherwise. Like some people get to travel when they move to another army base. I know one person that went straight to Japan out of high school, and I was like, you are so lucky. You're living the dream. You get to go to Japan because it's your job. You lucky bean. And he was very happy with that too. I was like, live your best life. Go be an anime protagonist. Yeah! I'm glad you had a good day. So far, every time I have built something this substantial, it has been an investment. It might take me a month or two. But it's worth it. Because I want to turn it into a map. The seed for this world actually is LilaoftheWind. I was curious what it would give me if I just put in my name. You're taking your best friend to Japan for her birthday in September? You're the best friend ever. Oh my gosh. You don't have to share this if this is too personal, but I'm curious about where you're going. I've always wanted to go to Kyoto. That's where a lot of my favorite games and animation studios are. Ooh. Also, are you familiar with Ghibli World? Ghibli World is really cute. You should go really early if you decide to go, because it is very popular and the line can get long. But Ghibli World is really cool. Also the cat islands and the deer parks. Not sure yet. That's fair. There's so many places to see. Mount Fuji. Of course. I recently learned that most of Japan doesn't have like central heating, except for one area where it gets really, really cold. I'm pretty sure it's called a kotatsu. Yeah, kotatsu table. Most areas have a kotatsu table. So like when it gets really cold, it's like a table with a blanket built into the bottom of it, and people just kind of like lay in it, and that's normally how they stay warm. And I was like, whoa! I didn't realize that like central heating wasn't a thing in Japan. Oh, Hokkaido! Yeah. I'm looking it up just to make sure I'm pronouncing it correctly. Yeah, with the exception of Hokkaido, homes in Japan generally lack central heating and can get very cold in the winter. So it's a very good idea to go in the warmer months. There's a rabbit island too? Japan has all the animals. That's so cute. I think she wants to go to Shibuya. Ooh. The stores centered around franchises like the Godzilla store or Pokemon store are places I want to see in Japan. I could be mistaken, but I think the Pokemon Museum of Natural History is also in Japan. Pokemon Museum of Natural... Oh, Museum of... Pokemon Fossil Museum. Sorry, Fossil Museum. So the Pokemon Fossil Museum... Oh, is it in Tokyo after all? It's in the Fukui Prefectural Dinosaur Museum. Oh wait, it's an exhibition that moves across different museums, and that's one of them. So one of them is the Fukui Prefectural Dinosaur Museum, Benex Dinosaur Museum in Nagasaki City, Tokushima Prefectural Museum. Let's see. September. This exhibition will be in Nagasaki in September. Are you familiar with it? I can send you the link if you want. It's really cute. Just hope the TikTokers and other annoying streamers don't ruin it for us. They're causing an annoyance right now. I have heard so much from Japanese natives and even Americans that have moved to Japan and in some cases permanently stayed there, how there's a lot of tension right now between Japan and over tourism and also just people moving to Japan that aren't familiar with the culture and like disrupting the balance, but also at the same time, because of Japan's population decline for a while, it's interesting because like there's this push to try to get the population up, but like the population isn't like growing in like a native way. It's more like people coming in, and the population's still going down despite that, but it's looking like if the population will go up, it's going to be mostly like due to foreigners. So it's a really interesting kind of tug of war right now. Will be bad if they start hating foreigners. What I've heard is that it really depends on where you are in Japan. There is a strong sense of nativism in some areas, but what I've generally heard is that like some cities are more inclusive than others. Same goes for more rural areas. I get the sense that generally there's going to be more friction in city areas. But I think it really depends on where you are. And that makes sense because I feel like America's the same way. You know, like if you want diversity, you'll often go to a major city, but that doesn't mean that like every city is going to be the most inclusive place either. It really depends on the culture. Yeah, it's really sad to see what some people are putting other people through abroad. Especially with everything happening in America right now. And actually, I mean, I think COVID hurt a lot of countries in many ways. I feel like there's this growing sentiment of people not wanting to be as open with each other. I feel like the USA doesn't have the best reputation right now. And it sucks because I know that people who do go overseas who are respectful, some of them are going to feel the brunt of that. Like some people are going to feel excluded because someone else made a bad first impression. But that's why in my own case, like I want to learn Japanese before I go to Japan and learn about the culture before I visit, so that when I visit, like I'm sort of assimilated a little bit already, because I know that they would appreciate that. Like in a world that really isn't super invested sometimes in understanding other people, I think that goes a long way. I'll drop the link. Boop. It's a really cute museum. I mean, sorry, exhibition. Exhibition that's rotating through different museums. I have a growing list of places that I want to see, and that's one of them. We are good to go. We'll be able to build so much next time. That's also why I want to learn Turkish before I go see my girlfriend in Turkey. Oh, that's so sweet. Do you know any Turkey so far? I will say, Duolingo isn't the best app for language learning. I don't know if they have Turkish. But I've been reteaching myself basic Spanish on there, and I'm going to move to Japanese once I am happy with my Spanish level. But while it isn't the most realistic app, it teaches you a lot of words you don't really need to use to like keep you busy on the app longer than I think you really need to be functional. It's still really good at gamifying the learning process enough that it's enjoyable. And stuff actually like sticks. And in that sense, it's really good. It makes language learning a lot more fun. And faster. We are almost done. I'm so excited. Will I be able to fit this in here? Has the Stream Deck XL, has it been useful? It has for a long time now. I have so many toggles because I realized you can have multiple screens. I thought initially, like just looking at it, there was like a couple dozen. But then I realized you can program it so that there's like arrows on the left and right side. So you can keep scrolling and you can have like an infinite number of buttons. And I was like, oh, I am pretty certain to have like 100 toggles or so. I love it. I love it. I appreciate it. Like this one. This is one of my toggles. And this costume is another one of my toggles. And this is another one of my toggles for when I die in a game. I have so many toggles. I got a little ghost friend. I got a sus note that I made. Even got a BRB sign. It's awesome. Thank you very much. And I can, with one press of a button, I can launch so many different programs. And for my ASMR streams that I had, whenever I wanted to make like a custom like sound, I have all these little buttons of a few second sound bites and I just like play them and I layer them and I'm able to like DJ my ASMR. I love it. It's one of my favorite things ever. I barely know Turkey, but I have been doing research on where to learn it. Heck, she wants to have an online date where she teaches me some Turkish. Aww. Still have the toggle with the Doritos? I do. Hold on. Say no more. Say no more. Bam, bam, bam. I meant to make this like into a proper like full body thing instead of just like a pillow with a bag printed on it. But I'll get there. I also have actually, for when I am very, very eepy, I have my little bed so I can go to sleep. It's very cute. What if I just streamed like this? It's like, hey guys, this is the future. Okay, I'm sleeping and I'm working at the same time. I don't have time to sleep 8 hours and then work another 8. I gotta do them both at the same time. Productivity. This is 2025. This is the future. Ah, she's a licensed teacher. That's amazing. You know, I know that language teachers in general, one thing that can help them a lot is if they have a unique language pairing. So when I first started learning Spanish, I initially thought, like, awesome, like a lot of people speak English and a lot of people speak Spanish, so like being a translator maybe in that would be a good idea, right? But actually, because so many people know both languages, you wouldn't get paid the most if you were English to Spanish. Instead, you get paid the most if you were like English to Japanese or English to Turkish. Something more niche. And I don't know how many people speak Turkish, but I know it's not in the top 5 languages in the world, so I feel like she'd probably fall into that category. Which is awesome. Also, similarly, AI can do some language translation, but only in like the languages that are most commonly translated. So language teachers that have an unusual language pairing are far less likely to be automated by AI anytime soon. Fun fact, fun fact. We got all our cobblestone! I'm so happy! We are on track. Okay. It is a little past midnight where I am, so now is a good time for me to say goodnight. Thank you guys for joining me for my impromptu secret stream that I didn't tell anyone else about, so only you know about it. Hee 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 hee. You're the special ones. You're the special ones. I will be streaming both on Twitch and on YouTube at the same time moving forward. The great thing about that is if you are tired of Twitch ads, guess what? You can just watch on YouTube. And you won't get ads. In fact, the channel that I'm streaming to right now isn't even monetized because it's not part of the partner program, so it literally should not show you any ads, which is great. No ads for free. So you have that choice from now on. I'm going to be dual streaming. Once I end the stream, it will be available as a VOD. So you'll be able to go back if there's anything you missed. Thanks again for being here. I'm going to say goodnight. Wished I noticed it sooner. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. There'll be future streams. Also, I will probably... No, actually, yeah. Every stream I have from now on that is going to be a dual stream, I will actually notify everyone about. So you can be there as soon as it happens. The reason why I didn't want to do it this time is because I do think it's kind of cool sometimes to just like do something impromptu and not necessarily tell anyone and just kind of see what happens. But also this was a test stream also. So if something did break, well, only a few people would see it. I'm glad that nothing did break and everything's running smoothly. Video quality is better on YouTube than Twitch. So that's like one component that could potentially break things, and it's nice to see that my computer is running well, even though it's delivering a higher quality of video streaming than normal. Nice, I'll be in the YouTube chat since that works better for me than Twitch. Heck yeah! See? Now you get a free, ad-free experience. Heck yeah. Okay. Thanks guys so much for being here. I'm gonna say good night now. We will continue this build later on. I will start building the foundation in the next Minecraft gameplay. And we'll continue to build this Temple of Time. So I'll see you then. Bye bye.